Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm really happy you are here today. Before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss our next story. Today's topic is full of adventure, mystery, and history. Are you ready to travel back in time? Today, we are going to explore the history of the Silk Road. This was not just one road, but a network, a group of many connected routes. These routes linked the East and the West for hundreds of years. Why is it so interesting? Because it was not only about trade, but also about culture, ideas, and people. Can you imagine a road where goods, languages, and even beliefs travel together? Let's begin our journey. The story of the Silk Road starts more than 2,000 years ago. At that time, there were powerful empires in Asia and Europe. In China, there was the Han dynasty. They wanted to trade goods with lands far away. But the journey was not easy. It was long, dangerous, and full of unknown places. So what exactly was the Silk Road? The name, Silk Road, comes from silk, a soft and shiny fabric made in China. Silk was very valuable, which means it was rare and expensive. People in the West loved it. But the Silk Road was not only about silk. Traders also carried spices, gold, silver, tea, and even paper. Can you imagine walking for months or even years just to sell goods? That is exactly what traders did. They traveled in groups called caravans. A caravan is a group of people traveling together for safety. They used camels, often called the ships of the desert, because camels could walk long distances without water. The journey across the Silk Road was not easy at all. There were huge deserts like the Gobi Desert. There were tall mountains like the Himalayas. There were also thieves, storms, and extreme weather. Sometimes it was very hot, and sometimes very cold. Still, people continued to travel. Why? Because the rewards were great. When Tesla grew older, he went to study engineering. Engineering is the science of designing and building machines or systems. He studied in Austria and worked very hard. But life was not always easy. He struggled with money and even left school before finishing his degree. Still, his passion for electricity never stopped. Now, let's talk about electricity. Electricity is the flow of energy that powers lights, machines, and devices. In Tesla's time, electricity was still new and not fully understood. There were many questions and very few answers. But Tesla saw something others did not. He believed in a system called alternating current, or AC. Alternating current means the electric current changes direction many times per second. This is different from direct current, or DC, where electricity flows in only one direction. At that time, many people supported DC, including a famous inventor named Thomas Edison. This difference in ideas led to what we now call the War of Currents. Can you imagine two great minds fighting over how to power the world? Tesla moved to the United States in 1884, with very little money in his pocket. He arrived in New York City, a busy and noisy place full of opportunity. At first, he worked for Thomas Edison. But their ideas about electricity were very different. Tesla believed AC was better, while Edison supported DC. Soon, Tesla left Edison's company. It was a difficult decision, but he followed his belief. This shows us an important lesson: sometimes, you must trust your own ideas, even if others disagree. After leaving Edison, Tesla went through hard times. He worked small jobs just to survive. At one point, he even dug ditches, yes, deep holes in the ground, for money. Can you imagine a brilliant inventor doing such work? Life can be unfair sometimes. But things began to change when Tesla met George Westinghouse, a businessman who believed in his ideas. Westinghouse supported Tesla's AC system and helped bring it to life. Together, they built power plants and started using AC electricity in cities. One of their biggest achievements was the Niagara Falls Power Project. This project used the power of water to generate electricity. It was a huge success and showed the world that AC was the future. Today, most of the world uses AC electricity, just as Tesla imagined. Tesla did not stop there. His mind was always full of ideas. He worked on wireless communication, which means sending information without wires. This idea later became important for radio and even modern technologies like Wi-Fi. He also experimented with high-voltage electricity in his laboratory. High voltage means a strong electric force. His experiments created sparks, glowing lights, and loud sounds. People who visited his lab were often amazed, and a little afraid. Tesla even dreamed of transmitting electricity through the air. Imagine turning on a light without wires or batteries. It sounds like magic, right? But for Tesla, it was science. Although he did not fully succeed, his ideas inspired future inventions. However, not all of Tesla's dreams came true. He faced many challenges. Some of his projects failed because they were too expensive or too advanced for the time. Investors, people who provide money for projects, sometimes stopped supporting him. As he grew older, Tesla became more isolated. Isolated means being alone and separated from others. He lived in hotels and spent much of his time thinking and working. He never married and had few close friends. His life, once full of promise, became quiet and lonely. But even in his later years, Tesla's mind remained active. He continued to think about new ideas and inventions. He believed in a future where energy was free and available to everyone. It was a bold dream, maybe even too bold for his time. Tesla died in 1943, alone in a hotel room in New York City. At the time, he was not very famous. Many people had forgotten about him. But history has a way of remembering great minds. Today, Nikola Tesla is recognized as one of the most important inventors in history. His work with AC electricity changed the world. His ideas about wireless communication helped shape modern technology. And his imagination continues to inspire scientists and inventors. So, what can we learn from Tesla's life? First, we learn the power of imagination. Tesla could see things others could not. He trusted his visions and turned them into reality. Second, we learn about persistence. Even when life was difficult, he did not give up. Persistence means continuing even when things are hard. And third, we learn that success is not always immediate. Sometimes, your ideas may not be understood right away. But that does not mean they are wrong. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had an idea that others did not understand? How did you feel? Tesla's story reminds us that being different can be a strength, not a weakness. Now, let's connect this story to your English learning journey. When you learn a new language, it can feel challenging. You may make mistakes. You may feel unsure. But just like Tesla, you must keep going. Remember the word, imagination? Try to use it in your own sentences. For example, I use my imagination when I learn new words. And what about persistence? You can say, persistence helps me improve my English every day. By listening to stories like this, you are not only learning history, you are also building your vocabulary, improving your listening, and training your mind. Isn't that powerful? As we come to the end of this story, take a moment to think about Tesla's life. A man with big dreams, facing big challenges, but leaving a big impact. His story is like a light in the darkness, quiet, but strong. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and bring you more amazing stories. Also, tell me in the comments, what part of Tesla's life inspired you the most? Keep learning, keep dreaming, and I'll see you in the next video.